Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we take, well, stacks of information, articles, all that research, and we boil it down to the key nuggets, the important bits, so you don't have to wade through it all yourself. Today, we are digging into a story that, wow, it really took over social media recently, sparked a ton of speculation, and honestly had a lot of people asking one very, very direct question. You almost certainly saw the headlines, maybe the hashtags flying around. For a few days, seemed like a really prominent public figure just sort of vanished from view, triggering this huge online whirlwind of theories. We are, of course, talking about the recent quote-unquote disappearance and then the eventual reappearance of Donald Trump. We've gathered up the reports, looked at the timeline, traced how the rumors just exploded, and checked out the official clarifications that came later. Our mission, really, is to unpack this whole cascade of events. It's fascinating stuff. Understand how fast information and, let's be honest, misinformation can spread, and try to get to the bottom of what actually went down. Think of us as, I don't know, digital rumor detectives for this one.
Yeah, and what's really striking here, I think, is how just a brief absence, even for someone incredibly well-known, can instantly create this information vacuum. And in today's world, the public, well, we rush to fill that void. Theories, guesses, sometimes stuff that's just completely made up. So this deep dive will walk you through the sequence, step by step, what happened when, what the official lines were, hopefully helping you understand not just what occurred, but maybe why it blew up so fast online. We're going to explore those mechanisms, the ones that turn a simple absence into a global trending topic almost overnight.
Okay, let's get into that timeline then. Break it down. So our sources, they point to Donald Trump's last verified public appearance before all the buzz started. That was August 26th, 2025. He was chairing a televised cabinet meeting. Pretty standard stuff, highly visible, broadcast event. Definitely confirmed he was there doing his thing. And just a couple of days before that, August 24th, he was also seen, photographed actually, golfing down in Virginia with Roger Clemens, the former baseball pitcher. So, yeah, very much in the public eye, engaged. His activities were being documented. Looked like business as usual, really.
And that baseline, that routine visibility, that's really key here. Most public figures, especially at that level, they have a certain rhythm, right? Engagements, statements, even just being seen out and about. When that pattern suddenly breaks and there's no announcement, no explanation, it creates this immediate contrast. It stands out. It kind of highlights how much we've gotten used to this almost constant stream of updates from some people. So any interruption, any silence, it gets noticed fast. And these days, those silences, those information voids, they don't stay empty for long. They become spaces where, well, speculation starts to breed.
Oh, and did it ever breed? This is where it gets really wild. Starts around August 27th. So literally the day after that cabinet meeting, social media didn't just start talking. It exploded. We saw sources showing hashtags like hashtag where's Trump just taking off. And then even more dramatically, hashtag Trump is dead. That started trending, really trending at incredible speed. This wasn't just a few people muttering online. It became a huge online thing. A flood of posts, theories, zero verification, all just fueled by him not being seen for a day or two.
Yeah, exactly. That sudden surge, that's the core of it. And the question it raises is how? How does a simple lack of presence escalate so quickly into this massive, often totally baseless speculation online? It's not just about no information. It's about, well, the environment it creates. You get cognitive biases kicking in, things like confirmation bias. People see what they expect or maybe want to see. Combine that with how fast things share on social media, you get this powerful feedback loop, reinforcing itself.
Right, it feeds itself.
Totally. People aren't just filling a gap. They're kind of collaboratively building a story, often based on what they already believe or worry about. And the algorithms, they're designed to push engaging stuff. What's more engaging than a wild rumor about a major figure? So they amplify it.
Makes it hard for the actual facts, if there are any yet, to even cut through all that noise in those first hours.
Precisely. That initial lack of any official word just gave everyone's imagination free rein, from, mundane explanations right up to the most sensational stuff.
That's a really good point about the internet as this sort of collective, sometimes panicked storyteller when facts are missing. So in this specific case, with someone like Trump, who draws such intense reactions, both for and against, is it just the absence, or is there something about him specifically that makes this effect even stronger, makes people jump to crazier theories?
That's a great question. I think it's both. The information vacuum dynamic applies pretty broadly, sure. But with Trump, yeah, the amplification is definitely unique. Think about it. His constant use of social media, that very direct communication style he has, the intense feelings and loyalty and opposition he inspires, it all creates this heightened state of public attention.
Like everyone's always watching, expecting something.
Exactly. His base expects that regular engagement. His critics are maybe always on the lookout for any sign of weakness or trouble. So when he goes silent, it's not just an absence, it's a disruption of a known pattern, one that a lot of people are emotionally invested in, one way or the other, which makes the online space just incredibly fertile ground for the most extreme theories, because frankly, they're often the most shareable, the most engaging ones to take hold and spread like wildfire.
Okay, so this fire is raging online. Thankfully, reality eventually stepped in.
Mm.
On August 30th, so just a few days after those really dramatic rumors started circulating,
Mm.
Trump was seen, publicly, leaving the White House with his grandkids. Clear sighting, cameras caught it. He was heading off to his private golf club in Sterling, Virginia, and that image, that action, our sources confirm it pretty much visually shut down those really dark death rumors.
Yeah, pretty hard to argue someone's dead when they're, getting in a car with their grandchildren.
Right, that visual, him with family, going golfing,
Yeah.
it was almost aggressively normal.
Hmm.
And that normalcy was like a direct counterpunch to the online frenzy.
Absolutely. That visual evidence was key to squashing the most extreme stuff. But interestingly, even his reappearance didn't completely stop the speculation, it just sort of shifted it. People started noticing other things. Reports mentioned visible bruising on his hand, some swelling around his ankle.
Ah, okay. So the focus changed from, is he alive, to what's wrong with him?
Pretty much. These details, even if minor, were enough to spark a new round of health worries. Less dramatic, maybe, but still speculation. And the White House, they moved fast on this. They put out clarifications attributing the observations to chronic venous insufficiency.
Chronic venous insufficiency, okay.
Yeah, which they stressed is a common non-life-threatening vein issue. They also threw out possibilities for the bruises, maybe aspirin use, maybe just from shaking lots of hands.
Those went handshakes.
Exactly. And providing that kind of immediate, specific medical detail, it's often crucial, right? Tries to calm public worry, swap out rumor for a more, clinical reality. It's all about trying to regain control of the narrative before it spins off in another direction.
And then the family got involved, too, which always adds another dimension, doesn't it? Adds weight.
Yeah.
Trump's son, Eric Trump, he publicly hit back hard, called the health rumors twisted, and specifically told people to stop the death rumors.
Very direct, yeah. An emotional pushback from inside the family circle, trying to shut it down personally.
Which probably resonates more with some people than an official statement.
It often does. And then you had Vice President J.D. Vance also stepping in, saying Trump was in good health, trying to project stability. But then he added that comment about being ready to step in if anything happened. Which, while maybe meant to reassure everyone that things were under control government-wise,
Yeah.
well, it kind of inadvertently gave more oxygen to the what-if scenarios, didn't it? In that context of swirling rumors, it just added a little bit more fuel.
Huh. That sounds like an impossible tightrope for officials to walk, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Trying to be reassuring, but maybe making things worse.
Oh, it's incredibly delicate, a real challenge. How do you communicate transparency without accidentally amplifying the very anxieties you're trying to quell, especially online, where every word gets scrutinized and potentially twisted?
Almost a no-win situation sometimes for the spokespeople. Okay, so we have the official line, the family pushback, the VP's comments. But then finally, the moment everyone was kind of waiting for, we got to hear from the man himself. On September 1st, Trump posted on Truth Social. That's his platform, obviously, where he speaks directly to his followers and, by extension, to everyone else. It was a long post, kind of a rant covering various things, but he ended it really dramatically. Good night, in all caps. And the key line, he emphatically stated he had never felt better. That was his direct shot back at all the rumors swirling around.
Right, his personal declaration, delivered on his own terms, on his own platform. It's classic Trump strategy, isn't it? Bypassing traditional media filters.
Speaking straight to his base?
Exactly. It aims to reassure them, maybe energize them too, while dismissing the speculation. That strong, almost defiant tone, never felt better. It's not just denying illness, it's projecting strength, control. That's the core message he wants his supporters to hear.
A calculated move to grab the narrative back, using his own distinct voice.
Precisely. It often carries that feeling of, authenticity or maybe defiance compared to a more formal White House statement, which can feel managed or, sterile. He's aimed to close the book on the rumors himself, in his own style.
Okay, so he posts that on Truth Social. But the story doesn't quite end there, does it? Because as of September 2nd, the White House actually scheduled a formal statement from Trump, set for 2 p.m. Eastern Time, We don't have specifics yet on what exactly he'll say in that statement, but the timing, coming right after this whole period of abscess, wild rumors, his social media posts, it's definitely notable.
Yeah, absolutely notable. This scheduled formal statement, it signals something more organized, maybe more comprehensive,
Hmm.
an official effort to address everything and fully reestablish that public presence. If you look at the bigger picture, it really highlights how important a clear, coordinated message is when you need to regain control of a narrative that's gone completely off the rails into rumor territory.
Trying to project stability again.
Exactly. Put a firm end to the speculation that dominated the news cycle for days. It's about moving forward, not just reacting anymore, but actively shaping what comes next in the public's perception.
Wow. So yeah, quite a whirlwind week we've just walked through.
Hmm.
From, quiet public absence to those crazy trending death rumors, then the new health concerns popping up, the quick official explanations, that forceful family pushback, and finally, Trump's own voice coming back into the mix. It really is a fascinating snapshot, isn't it, of how public figures have to operate, sometimes even fight, within this modern, super fast information world.
I think the biggest takeaway really has to be just how fast a gap in solid information gets filled,
Hmm.
usually with speculation. And you see how everything plays a role. The official statements, the personal interventions from family, the person's own words. Sometimes they clarify, sometimes they might even complicate things further.
Yeah.
This whole journey from rumor to, well, some version of reality, it just underscores the incredible speed, the incredible impact of digital communication today, and the constant battle, really, to keep facts ahead of fiction when everyone wants updates now.
Absolutely. Which kind of brings us to the final thought, maybe for you listening. Considering how fast all this information and speculation spread, what responsibility do you think you have as someone consuming news, scrolling through social media? How do you sort fact from fiction, especially when there's that vacuum, that lack of clear info about public figures? What really stands out to you about how quickly these rumors to hold? And maybe what role do our own biases, our own expectations, play in making them spread even faster? It's a complicated world out there online. Every click, every share matters. We hope this deep dive gave you a clearer picture, maybe a more nuanced view of these events, and perhaps a fresh perspective on how news and, well, sometimes non-news travels today. Until next time, stay curious.